Alrighty, guys, welcome to our Director Success Pathways training. This is actually it's actually a part of, so we were doing the UP program, which was all of the success paths starting at Essential. We did all the way to Superstar Consultant, and then they released Director. So I invited all of our Superstar Consultants and Director and anyone else who wanted to join us to come and go through this with us because, like I said in the email, Cincy has put this together for us. It is amazing for literally every single title. I would definitely highly suggest that everyone go through all of them. All of the recordings except a half or a part of one is on my YouTube. So if you want to go through it with us, you can. If you want to go through it on your own, you can. But I would just highly suggest that you go through it. Again, start at Essential because that's how we all started. And some of the beginning and ends of the pathways are similar. So you can kind of skip over those, especially if you're going back to back. But I will say that the Director Success Pathway is totally different from any of the other pathways that we've gone through, which is what I would expect because Director is unlike any other title between Superstar Consultant and Essential. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go through it tonight. I'm going to cap it at an hour. I'm certain we will not get through them all, so we will have to do another time to finish it. And it will probably, well, it'll definitely be after SFR. So I'll put that date out to y'all once I have it. But pretty much what we're going to do is we're just going to go through it together. I'm going to read through it. I'm going to try and summarize some parts, but like I said, we should be going through this on our own. And originally, me and Anya said we wanted to do that together and go through all of them. So we were like, oh, let's see who else wants to join us. And that's where the UP program came from. And then they added Director. So I wanted to go through that one as well. So in your workstation, you're going to go to training and then in the drop down success paths. And that's where you're going to choose this. This again is going to be like you just promoted to Director. So with Martha, this is going to be perfect for her because she just promoted. For some of y'all, it's going to be something that's in the future. So hopefully this excites y'all. And then some of y'all who are watching the replay are either a Director or you're in the DQ, or maybe you used to be a Director and you need a refresher on all the things. So we're going to go ahead and get started and just put any questions you have in the chat.
Congratulations! Director, we knew you could do it. Take a moment to let it sink in. You've made it to Director, a special leader title that isn't earned easily, a title that you may have had your eyes on for a while, and now you're here. Still investing in yourself, still investing in your business, and still investing in your team by coming here to learn how to become the best Cincy Director that you can be. And we have good news for you. Working effectively as a director mostly means continuing to do the things that you've already done to get this far. That's why this success path will focus on activities that will continue to strengthen your business and how you can adapt those activities to fit your Cincy vision. The checklist for this success path is curated to make this journey your own, and it's full of resources to help you personalize your business. Don't forget to check off items as you complete them and participate in the challenges that were designed with you in mind. Your why for joining Cincy may have changed since you began as an essential consultant, and your motivations for building your business and team may have changed over time too. One thing we're sure hasn't changed is your dedication to create something truly special, something unique and all your own, your Cincy life, for yourself, your family, and your Cincy community. So in this success path, you'll continue to build on that vision and practice the skills and mindset to reach your Cincy goals. Now let's take a look at how your journey so far has influenced your compensation. You are now eligible to earn Team Wholesale Volume, or TWV, bonuses on frontline Superstar Consultants and Director Qs. Plus, you've unlocked access to a generational bonus. Yes, nice work. Check out the compensation plan infographic in this success path for a closer look at your pay as director. And we can't forget about Cincy Awards. As a director, you can earn a director consistency bonus by meeting director rank qualifications for 3 consecutive months and again for 6 consecutive months. Find more information in the Cincy Awards guide in the success path. You've already put your leadership style and skills to good use on your journey to director. And in this success path, you'll focus on defining and enhancing them. You'll also begin to identify future leaders on your team and learn ways to help them navigate their own Cincy journey. And this success path wouldn't be complete without a healthy dose of time-saving tips to help free you up so you can focus on your priorities. We can't wait to see how you grow from here. Star Director is right around the corner. We'll see you when you get there.
Well, that was exciting. Those two are super fun. But again, this is going to be like you just promoted. So if you didn't yet, know that you can redo this when you do. But congratulations on becoming a director and welcome to Cincy Leadership. This course equips you with the foundational knowledge to kickstart your journey. So you're going to explore the special training, events, and resources available to directors. So if you didn't know, directors do get special treatment on a few things. And the first thing they're going to talk about is director support. So that means that when you call support, they're going to recognize your number and you're automatically going to go to director support, which is usually is always a shorter wait. And it's amazing. Not gonna lie, it's amazing. So you also are going to be invited to a leadership call. That is a weekly call that you get in your email and you can attend, and they're going to give you exclusive trainings. You might get some company updates. You're going to get some information that other consultants don't. And then if you can't attend, it will be recorded. You're also going to have special tools and merchandise in the consultant stores that you can either purchase for yourself or that you can buy for your team if you choose to. There's also going to be a few events that you can now attend as a director, which includes Director Boot Camp. That is at home office. That fills up very, very quickly. The next one is supposed to be in October, as far as I know. But in boot camp, you're going to get a very small, so this picture is a boot camp. So it's very small, it's very intimate. It is an opportunity that directors get to go to. And pretty much it's like Cincy University. Like they just show you home office, they show you all the ins and outs. They are going to give you again more training, and then you're going to get to know these people really well. Like you'll hear maybe even at Cincy Family Reunion people talk about their boot campers. The people that they go to boot camp with, they are literally friends with for the rest of their career in Cincy. Okay. And then you also get to go to the retreat for leaders. So that is in January. It says here, usually at a beach, but Director Q and above are invited to go to that. That is a time where, again, you'll get special information, you'll get some training, but mostly it is a retreat to relax as a leader with other leaders. We also get, as a director and above, a special event called Leadership at SFR. So it is usually the day before SFR starts. This year, it is a dinner the day before. We also get early access to the expo and the museum. So yes, there are lots of perks of being a director. Some of those that I just listed are just a few of them. If you are a director and you're not utilizing these opportunities, you definitely should, okay? Again, they're only for directors and above, and they are going to be on a much more intimate level than probably any other Cincy event you're going to go to. With being a director, you also have access to attend certain workshops. So Accelerated Leader Workshop, Mind Your Business Workshop, a Workstation Reporting Workshop, and a Bar Certification Workshop. I can say I have attended and completed all of those. They are 5 to 6 week programs that you have to do homework and you have to meet the minimums and you have to do the things that they ask you to do to graduate and get those. And I think it's the accelerated leadership that we got a ribbon for this year. I don't think they've had that before. So again, opportunities for you to sign up. Once you're a director and they have these that are available, you will get an email and you'll be invited to attend them. So just something to look forward, super exciting, director perks. And then like they mentioned in the video, the director consistency bonus. When you are paid at title as a director for 3 months in a row, and then again, 6 months in a row, you will get awards for that. So let's see. Yes, so free registration to Cincy Family Reunion for 3 months. Or no, the bonus also provides it's been so long I can't remember what the 3 month is. The 6 month is the 3-piece gray set of luggage once you attend leadership. The 3 month used to be leadership attendance for free, but it looks like that is now free registration, which that's new to me. So that's cool. The biggest question I get about that for new directors is, do I only have 6 months to earn it? So no, once you come in, say you're paid at title the first month and you're not the second or third month of that time period, whenever it happens, whenever you get your 3 and 6 month is when you get those awards. So once you're paid at title again and you do it for 3 months, then you earn that award. Say the 4th month, say you are paid at title for 3 months and then that 4th month you're not, your consecutive, you earn that 3 month, but your 6 month pretty much starts over. Okay. So there is no time limit with that you can earn that. So that's super exciting too. It's not just your first 3 months or first 6 months of being a director. So when you become a director, you unlock more leadership compensation awards, or not awards, but compensation, you know what I'm talking about. Bonuses. There you go. So you're going to get your frontline superstar consultant bonus at 2%, your frontline director bonus. So once you're a director, you can now have directors in your frontline, which also means that even if someone outpromotes you from that, you still get paid on them as your frontline. If you're a superstar consultant and below and someone outpromotes you, you do not get paid the leadership bonus from their TWB, but if you're a director and above, you do. Okay. So that's another, I don't know if they're going to talk about that in here. I didn't see it in here, but that's another tip. So frontline is someone who obviously you have either personally sponsored or someone who has rolled up to you, meaning their sponsor has either lost their leadership title by not being active or they have gone inactive as a consultant. And then they mentioned this in the video, an important term is generation. So with that, it says the arrangement of all directors in your downline. Generation represents the separation between you and a director in your downline in terms of the number of other directors between the two of you. Okay. So that matters once you have directors in your downline as a director. Okay. That's really all you need to know. Your first downline director, which is your first frontline director, that's going to be a bonus of 3%. Okay. And as a director, that is what you get for the bonus. Director Q is a provision that was built in to our compensation plan because though director is amazing, it is the first title that you can lose by not being paid at title. Everything from essential to superstar consultant, if you're not paid at title for 5 years, you're still a superstar consultant or essential consultant, right? But once you're a director, if you're not paid at title, I'm actually just going to play the video because they're going to talk about it. I think this is the one they talk about it.
Cincy's compensation plan does not require a consultant to go through a qualification period before they advance to director. So it's possible for a consultant to have one great month, get promoted to director, and then never achieve director rank again. When one of those positions within your reach is filled by a director like this, it is possible that their position bumps another director in your group to a generation beyond your reach. Cincy has a provision built into the compensation plan that helps preserve the value of each director position within your group. So a director who consistently falls short of achieving director rank cannot hold that position and permanently block you from being paid on that next generation. If a director, star director, or superstar director consistently falls short of achieving the director rank, their rank reverts to superstar consultant. They're removed from that position within your downline organization, and the directors beneath them will roll up one generation. Here's how it works. When your first generation director does not qualify at the rank of director for 3 consecutive months, their title changes to Director Q. As a Director Q, they no longer occupy a director position in your first 3 generations, and their TWV counts towards your TWV, just as it did before they were promoted to director. If the Director Q is in your frontline, you can earn a 3% frontline bonus on their TWV. If a Director Q goes 3 more consecutive months without qualifying at the rank of director, their title will change to Superstar Consultant. A director whose title changed to Director Q or Superstar Consultant can be promoted to director again anytime they achieve the rank of director. When they do, they'll reoccupy one of those director positions in your group. You'll once again be eligible to earn a generation director bonus on their TWV, and any directors beneath them will be moved back down 1 generation.
How confusing was that? So really, what I tell people with this is it's really confusing until you're in it, until it's happening to you, right? It's going to be hard to imagine that and understand that. I just say, just know that we always say leaders build leaders. That's like the focus, right? And then once you're a director, your focus is going to be building leaders and directors. Okay. So that's another like added responsibility or action that you need to be focusing on as a director. So yes, it's great that you're a director, but you already need to start setting your sights on who's my next director. Okay. And that's where those generational bonuses are going to come in. There's no limit to the width of each generation. It says increasing the number of your first generation director enhances the likelihood of seeing an increase in your second and third generation over time. And that's where that helps you get to star director and then superstar director, right? So as a director, you don't get any bonuses off a second gen director. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because, again, it's confusing until it happens to you. Just know that once you're there, I will be there to answer any questions you have about it. And then this is going to be on commissions. No, this is on generational bonuses too. All right, let's watch this one.
In this video, we'll talk about the Generation Director Bonus. Although it's the most challenging bonus to earn, it's also the most rewarding. And we'll explain what it takes to qualify for this bonus and provide some insights on Sensei's compensation plan. First, let's discuss the terms director and generation. Director is the rank earned when a consultant meets or exceeds all of the following sales responsibilities in the same month: 500 personal retail volume or PRV, 10,000 group wholesale volume or GWV, 2,000 team wholesale volume or TWV, and 3 active frontline consultants. There are 3 director ranks: director, star director, and superstar director. Each has its own distinct sales responsibilities and rewards. In addition to the sales responsibilities, a director is also responsible for training, mentoring, and supporting members of their team. Generation is the arrangement of all directors and their teams in your group. When a member of your team, regardless of their level within your team, advances to the director rank, they become your first generation director. With a director title, their team is no longer part of your team, and their sales are no longer counted towards your TWV. Because their team is still within your group, their sales will still count towards your monthly GWV. When one of your first generation directors has someone on their team advance to the rank of director, that newly promoted director becomes a second generation director within your group, and so on and so on. So why is it a good thing when someone on your team advances to director? As long as your rank is director or above, you will earn a 3% first generation director TWV bonus on all of your first generation directors and above. To be a star director, you need to meet the PRV, active frontline, TWV, and GWV responsibilities outlined in the compensation plan chart, and have 2 first generation directors. Then, in addition to the 3% first generation director TWV bonuses, you can also earn 4% second generation director TWV bonuses. And when you achieve the rank of superstar director by meeting the PRV, active frontline, TWV, and GWV responsibilities, and have 4 first generation directors, you are eligible to be paid a generation director TWV bonus on your first and second generation directors, and a 5% third generation director TWV bonus for your third generation directors.
Again, a lot of stuff to look forward to, right? We will get into more things that you can actually focus on and do in your business. But this is also talking about requesting a team name. So once you are a director, you get to name your team whatever you want. There is a name list of directors in the workstation if you're ever curious and want to see what kind of names there are. Some of them are very, very interesting. Some of them are amazing, but there's rules and there's guidelines to how you can do it. So once you figure out what you want to do, you're going to request it. So just because you want it doesn't mean you can get it, and you can't have the same name as anyone else in Scentsy. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that either. All right, so this is where the good stuff comes in. Dive into director. Offering support and assistance to each new team member is considered a best practice for cultivating a strong team. Upon promotion to director above, certain leadership activities become a requirement in our business. Before diving in, let's review who your team consists of. So as a director, your immediate focus needs to be your frontline and each person they sponsor down to another director. Okay. And so that's why I talk a lot about if I'm your director and your superstar director, because for some people, like, well, all but Brie on here, I'm your full tree, right? So now, but you as a director, but whether you're a director, star director, or superstar director, your main focus is always going to be your team. That is where you are required to provide that leadership, those leadership responsibilities. So, your responsibility shifts to support that director as a leader. Once you have a director in your front line, it's no longer your responsibility to lead their team. Okay. So develop your director so they can grow and become the primary support for their team. That's always why we want y'all to go and fly and do the things that your team should be coming to you first, pretty much, right? You should be their first stop. The guideline that Scentsy uses to ensure leadership responsibilities are being met is leadership is highly valued at Scentsy, and while there is no one right way to fulfill your leadership responsibilities, upon request, you must be able to provide Scentsy with these things: documentation of your good faith efforts in these 4 areas, okay? So if you're not a director yet, this is the 4 areas that you should be focusing on as a leader: providing assistance, providing training, communicating regularly, and providing team interaction. So all of that is in the compliance guide, chapter 6, as the framework to mediate any kind of dispute that happens for that. But if there's ever an issue with someone questioning your directorhood or your directorship, these are the 4 things that you have to provide documentation that you have done for your team. Okay, so let's go dive deep in those things. First is providing assistance. Be open and available to assist your team members regularly. While it's important to set healthy boundaries, you are encouraged to remain flexible and proactive in offering assistance. This includes things like regular team outreach and individual check-ins. Providing training, so being proactive in training your team. This involves leveraging resources like the training section of your workstation or sharing your personal expertise. The key is ensuring that your training is done consistently, meets the needs of your team, and is easy to access. Training meetings or events are a great way to connect with and train consultants in your team. So that's a reason why we have team meetings, to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to attend those. Communicating regularly, communicate often in a variety of ways while providing assistance and training will naturally prompt communication. They're not the only ways to engage with your team. Sharing information, welcome new teamies, celebrating achievements are equally important to keep your team engaged. Remember, maintaining strong relationships is crucial for a thriving Scentsy business. And then the last is providing team interaction, facilitating opportunities for your teammates to stay connected, explore methods like in-person events, video calls, or social media platforms, aka our team page. Adjusting your strategy to fit your team's culture and needs, whether through games, activities, challenges, or celebrating successes, encourage engagement and foster the Scentsy spirit. So as a leader, you can't require attendance or participation in meetings or trainings, but you can certainly inspire and lead by example, okay? So again, those 4 areas are the ones that you are required by Scentsy to do. And again, if you have any questions about that, that's going to be in the compliance guide, section 6. Okay. So the dive into director is done. Set your sights. Director is our next training course. So this is kind of the review of the other success paths. So it's really talking about, again, once you promote, you're going to want to have that rediscovery of why you're here and what you're doing and why you're still in this business. I'm going to go through this quickly just because we've talked about it in the other success paths. If you are not familiar with those, y'all can go back and go through these. But the leader business analysis, harnessing the director bar to identify key focus areas in your business. The bar report is something that you get access to as a director. It's in your reports. It's something that you can go through and see. It's amazing. It's really just breakdown of your business, your PRV, your team, your group. And again, one of the training courses that I offer is a workshop to dive deep in this and learn exactly how it works, and how you can use it to help your teammates. So these are the areas of focus. Talks about your personal business, your team. Is it growing? How are the sales? Are people promoting? It tells you how many downline promotions you have. Same thing for your group. It'll show you seasonal patterns. It'll show you if you're consistent or not. Numbers don't lie, and the bar does not take any. It's sometimes hard to read because it's a lot. So know that that is something else that is offered to you as a director. Again, if you haven't looked at that yet, do it. And once you see that they're offering that workshop, go ahead and sign up for that. So this is crafting the SMART goals. Again, these are in every success path, talking about making your goals, making them specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So make sure that you're doing that as you promote, and then turning those goals into action. So something that we always talk about is not only making the goal, but figuring out how we're going to get there and actually doing it. So again, that is a part of each of this training pathways. So I'm not going to go through that tonight. Let's talk about leading a strong team. So this is a good one. Leading a strong team begins with you. Your team will follow your example before they follow your advice. So it's important to remember that great teams are built from the top down. Your actions and behaviors set the tone for your team's success. In this course, you'll identify leadership activities and strategies to lead a strong team. So it can be easy to be caught up in busy work instead of engaging in tasks that will move you closer to your goals. Busy work feels like being on a hamster wheel, putting in effort, but not going anywhere. Okay, we're seeing a lot of that right now. Intentional activities, on the other hand, are like stepping stones that take you closer to your goals. So some of the differences between busy work and intentional activities. Spending too much time on social media is busy work. We know that. Responding to low priority emails or text, investing excessive time spent in design tools like Canva, Photify, multitasking instead of having a clear plan of action. And then the intentional activities are what we like to call IPAs: host coaching, party booking, recruiting conversations, and team connection. So they're going to talk about intentional activities first. So creating a list and identifying which activities you need to prioritize to best serve your business and your team is super important. And that is a huge part of being a director, is making sure that when you're coaching people or when you're sharing with your team, are you sharing the fluff? Are you sharing the busy work? Or are you sharing the intentional activities, the income producing activities? So having a list of activities isn't a plan. To plan effectively, select days that you'll do your activities. So for example, the daily tasks that we have shared in Simply Grace and Grit, that's a perfect example of when to do what. And make sure that, if you get away and you're like, what have I done in my business today? Go to that list and see what you've done and check it off that. And if it's not being able to be checked off that, then you're not doing the right things in your business, unfortunately. So this is just a great reminder to make sure that you're not getting caught up in the busy work. It's really easy to do. It's really easy to be like, oh, I love that flyer that Whitney just shared. Let me go spend an hour trying to make my own. No, we're not doing that, right? And though it's cool, right, that we see the creativity in our business, we have to make sure that to have that business, we have to have those income producing things, or there is no business. There's no reason to be creative, right? Optimizing team communication. So this is going to talk about best practices for effectively communicating with your team. Communication is huge in this business, huge, huge, huge. So discovering the importance and benefits of segmenting your team communications and best practices for communicating with your team. You'll find it a frequent and consistent activity. Communicating, let's maximize your team communications to make them more effective. So communication tiers that they have here is your team. That's going to be for important news, updates, announcements that need to go into the entire team. And then segmented. This tier is for messages targeted to specific groups within the team. And then individual, that tier is going to be one-on-one communication with a single team member. So team communication, examples of that is going to be recognition, team newsletters, news updates, announcements. Segmented is going to be, like I said, it's going to be a certain group of people, right? So a hobbyist consultant is likely more interested in limited time offer information than recruiting tips. That's their example here. So when your message focuses on what's relevant to each consultant, they're more likely to pay attention and respond. So increasing productivity, this targeted communication approach meets and supports your team members where they are, ultimately encouraging activity and engagement. So these are some team segments that they have: new consultant, casual consultants, active consultants, and then top selling consultants. And this is kind of where we've done the leaders group. We've had the directors group. We've had chats. We have, chats by title. We have chats by people who want more. Making sure that you're aware of that and you're using that in your business is super important. So, and then there's the individual communication. Intentional one-on-one communication is a great way to build relationships and trust with your team members. Some individual conversations will naturally arise, but it's also important to be purposeful in reaching out to team members by establishing a cadence for individual check-ins. This is going to be harder the bigger your front line gets, okay? So starting now will be beneficial. Choosing an individual communication cadence that suits your schedule. For example, some leaders may find it manageable to reach out to 5 team members a month, while others prefer to connect with everyone on their team each quarter. So you have to figure out what works for you and how you want to do that. Having a schedule, so picking dates for communication, key topics, whether that be about recruiting, limited time offers, booking, Cincy Club, choosing how you'll do it, and then choosing a resource that supports that topic. So resources provide necessary tools and information and empower consultants to act on communicated message. For example, if the key topic is recruiting, you could share recruiting resources from the training section on your workstation along with your message. Pro tip, be prepared to adapt. Okay, leadership is adapting to people, to things, to everything. Scheduled communication is important. However, real-time updates and news will arise that require immediate attention. Aim for a balance between keeping your team informed and avoiding information overload. Okay, we've probably all had a leader in our world, hopefully it's not me, that just vomits on you and just gives you all the things that you necessarily don't want or need. Okay. So communication best practices, these are really good. Set expectations by establishing guidelines for communication frequency, response times, and preferred methods. Be transparent, sharing relevant information openly and honest. Actively listening by encouraging open communication. Actively listen to your team's concerns, ideas, and feedback. Provide positive reinforcement by recognizing and appreciating team members who consistently communicate, and then keep it authentic as always by maintaining regular one-on-one chats or small group discussions to address individual needs and provide coaching. So communicate with your team in all the ways. If you're not sure how to do that, that lesson literally breaks it down and just start at the beginning. Make a plan, get a schedule, figure out who you're going to talk to, and do it. In the next lesson, we're going to talk about onboarding new team members intentionally to set them up for success. This is something that really should start at lead consultant, but we'll go with it. Purposely onboarding new team members for a strong start. Because again, like it said, as a director, you're responsible and your focus should be your frontline, but it's also who they sponsor and who anyone that you're the director of, right? That's who your responsibility is to. So being a leader is providing and supporting new team members with the start of the onboarding with resources and information. It says winging it doesn't work when it comes to onboarding. Without a structured system, you risk overwhelming new team members with information, or the opposite, leaving them feeling lost. Your team will gain two types of new consultants: personally enrolled, in case you're wondering, in case you're wearing two hats, both sponsor and director. That gives you complete control over their onboarding experience. And then recruit, sponsored by a team member, like I just said. So here you're the director supporting a team member's new recruit. Collaboration is key to ensure you're aligned with the sponsor's onboarding plan. Key actions to consider when building an onboarding system: welcome and set expectations. So you're going to introduce them to the Scentsy family by welcoming them on the team page, letting your team members know the best way to contact you and how frequently they can expect communication from you. And then setting goals and creating an action plan. So initiating a conversation to identify what your new team members' goals are, what their why is, figuring out maybe how you're best going to talk to them, whether that be email or text or Facebook Messenger, making sure they know about the awards. Y'all all know how to onboard people, but this is going to be, it needs to be a system when you're a director, okay? So for me, that's the new consultant checklist. My frontline gets that in an email within 24 hours. My team, so anyone I'm the director of, also gets that within 24 hours from me to give them some guidance with that. Once you're a director, your director will no longer get those. So when you're getting emails of new teamies coming on, it's all on you. You're the director now, right? So you got to figure out how you're going to reach out to them and how you're going to introduce yourself, and get them started in the right direction. I also, most of the time, this is my goal, is to always reach out to the person who sponsored a new person too, to say congrats, and you know, that I'm going to send an email and all that. So, leveraging resources and trainings. Again, the workstation is full of things, but just making sure that they know they need to go check into the workstation. They need to know about their first things first checklist. The Success Pass trainings now are all here for them. Cultivating a relationship. So having that contact with them, building a new relationship with them. When they feel valued and supported, they are more likely to seek your guidance. And then mapping out an onboarding communication plan that will best support them within their first 70 days. The best onboarding schedule is it says the best onboarding schedule, but really onboarding schedule or system is the best one for you is the one that you're going to stick to, the one that you're actually going to use. So you can consider using text apps like Project Broadcast that have the automatic messages. If that works for you, awesome. And then they're going to get emails as well from home office, walking them through everything. And if you're not even sure what that looks like as a new consultant, here it is right here. Just click here and it's going to show you exactly what they're getting. So remember that you're not just onboarding new team members, you're building the future of your Scentsy family and team. By investing time and effort in a well-structured onboarding process, you'll cultivate a team of passionate and successful Scentsy consultants. So all of that is based off getting that first email saying you have a new team member. Again, if you're not there yet, that's awesome, but regularly running reports before you're a director to see that you have new teamies is something that can easily be done, even if that's something you do weekly or every other week. And then making sure that you're just checking in with them too as their upline. You don't necessarily have any requirements for those people, but one day you may, and hopefully you do when you become the director. And you need to already have that relationship with them. So leading a strong team, part of leading a strong team is empowering and developing the people on your team. In this lesson, we're going to explore ways to help your teammates reach their full potential. So for a team to truly thrive, they need leadership that nurtures empowerment and development. So why do we empower and develop? Empowering and developing team members isn't just a feel-good practice. It significantly impacts your team's success. Empowered people experience high levels of engagement, productivity, and retention. Empowered people feel passionate and are more invested in achieving goals. Empowered people are more efficient and productive when they have ownership and control. And then empowered people are more likely to stay when they feel valued and have opportunities to grow. So empowerment involves equipping team members with the independence, the resources, and the support they need to make decisions and to take ownership of their own business. Okay, that is huge as a leader. Okay, you could do this business for every single person that comes on, but if you do, it's going to be exhausting for you, and they're probably not going to go far because they're not the ones doing it. So you want to inspire that independence. You want to empower the team members to make choices for their own business without micromanaging them. You want to give them the tools and the training to complete tasks on their own without you. And then you want to encourage initiative. So you want to cultivate a culture where team members are encouraged to take initiative, to solve problems, and experiment with new ideas. Development is the continuous learning and skill building process that helps consultants reach their full potential. When we stop learning as consultants, that's when things are going to slow in their business or in our business. Okay. So having the formal learning, providing opportunities for trainings like these, informal learning. So encouraging them to share knowledge within the team, cultivating mentoring relationships, and discovering opportunities to learn from experience. And then stretch activities, inspire team members to engage in activities that require them to step outside of their comfort zone to promote personal and professional development. The people that are doing the big things in their business are the ones who are stepping out of their comfort zone and doing something that they've never done before. And that in turn is going to give them that personal and professional development. So encouraging them to do that is super important as a leader, not just letting people sit back and chill and do the comfortable things, right? All right, so it's natural for people to have different perspectives and ideas, and sometimes these differences can lead to conflicts. However, it's important to handle these situations professionally and respectfully, allowing everyone to voice their opinions and work toward finding a solution. By constructively addressing conflict, teams can emerge stronger and more unified than before. So navigating and resolving tough team situations. It's going to happen as a director. It's going to happen as a leader. It's normal to experience friction within your team from time to time. These are the tips to navigate conflict and maintain harmony. Don't delay. Ignoring or delaying your response to the issue can make it more challenging to resolve. Addressing the problem in a timely manner can help prevent the situation from escalating. Staying cool when tempers flare and feelings intensify. It's best to take a break. Do your best to remain calm and level-headed. Respond instead of react. Listen to understand, avoid blame, and collaborate to compromise. So if and when you run into an issue with your team, this is just walking you through how they would suggest you handle it. When dealing with people, remember you are not dealing with creatures of logic, but creatures of emotion. And that completes that course. Let's do a little peek into the next one. What time is it? Oh, we got 13 minutes. All right, let's talk about number 4, training course 4, develop emerging directors. So promoting leaders on your team is not only key to building a strong and sustainable organization, but it's also the way for you, it's the only way for you to promote to star director. So you're going to learn how to identify, coach, and mentor potential leaders to develop directors. So we talk about that a lot, is identifying those leaders. And this is going to talk about identifying those directors. Okay. So the first step in developing directors is spotting team members who have leadership potential. High performance and leadership qualities are 2 main areas where directors can be identified. So high performance indicators, team members with consistent high PRV, team members with the top PRV, and team members who have recruited. All of that can be shown in your reporting, which is why it's super important to be running those reports as a leader and a director. Leadership quality indicators won't show up in a workstation report, but here is what to look for instead in a person. So leadership qualities, optimistic. An optimistic team member is a ray of sunshine. They exude positivity and enthusiasm and bring out the best in others because their optimism is contagious. Self-motivated. This is a huge one. If you have someone on your team who is self-motivated, it's a good sign. A self-motivated team member is a go-getter. They display high levels of ambition and drive to achieve their goals. They take initiative and they get things done on their own. Instinctive. An instinctive team member is a natural-born leader who possesses an innate ability to mentor and is readily available to help others and offer guidance. Collaborative is a team member who's a team player. They are always willing to share ideas and they enjoy working with others. And then engaged. So that's going to be like your team social butterfly. They love to be at every event. They show up for every gathering. And they're engaged when they're there. So write down the names of team members who display any or all of these leadership qualities and start working with them closely in one-on-one. Like I mentioned at the beginning, starting a list of potential directors, identifying any individuals who exhibit the listed leadership qualities, and then using the downline reports for those high performers. Once you've identified them, you're going to start coaching them. You're going to start working with them closer. So by coaching your upcoming directors, you empower them to sharpen their skills and make the leap from consultant to leader. So coaching is identifying strengths and areas of opportunity, overcoming challenges, developing successful strategies, and providing them accountability for goals and action plans. Coaching is unlocking a person's potential to maximize their own performance. It's helping them to learn rather than teaching them. So a huge part of being a director is going to be coaching, and you're going to be coaching your upcoming leaders and directors. So setting expectations. It's a great way to establish boundaries to protect your time and energy. Be a stickler when it comes to the duration of each session if you're on a coaching call. Having those expectations and boundaries out front is super important. Having a start and end date. So while the start date is a given, the end date is often overlooked, but equally important. At the end of a coaching period, you can evaluate whether coaching the team member has been worth the investment of your time and energy and whether you want to continue or not. Says be a detective. Detectives investigate by asking good questions. By asking questions, you can help others find solutions and uncover ideas on their own. This is going to be part of the coaching workshop that they offer as well. They're going to coach you how to coach. They're going to teach you how to do these things. Providing accountability. This one's hard because a lot of people don't like to be kept accountable, but a valuable aspect of coaching is holding your team members accountable. Approach accountability as a way to encourage and support and not micromanage. Make sure to keep notes to refer to them during your accountability check-ins, and then obviously having a plan. Coaching and training are not the same thing. Avoiding giving team members all the answers or telling them what to do. Instead, ask compelling questions to help them discover answers, solutions, and idea. You can even create a coaching plan. Figuring out what days of the week, how long you're going to do it, how often you're going to do it. Again, having that time frame, beginning and end, how you're going to do it, whether it be on a Zoom or a phone call, how you're going to track them. So there's a lot that goes into coaching someone. You just have to figure out what works with your leadership schedule and style. This even gives you an example of an outline of what you can do. This is for a 30-minute coaching session, and it just gives you some tips on switching up coaching questions based on the person and their goals. Be intentional with your questions and have them ready before you go into a coaching call, and then identifying a clear goal and action plan before the session ends. So definitely having a plan before you go in to chat with these people about their business. And then the last part is mentoring. So we have identifying, coaching, and now we're mentoring. Mentoring is a beneficial relationship where a more experienced person, the mentor, guides and supports a less experienced person, the mentee. So think of mentoring as pouring advice and encouragement into others. Through mentoring, you can support your mentees on the path to promotion and empower them to achieve their goals. Who to mentor? Mentoring should be reserved for team members who demonstrate the most leadership potential. It's not recommended to mentor everyone you coach because it requires more time and energy. Deciding how many mentoring relationships you can realistically manage, and a good guideline is to mentor 1 out of 3 people that you coach. So it even shows you how to mentor: establishing a friendship, checking in consistently, encouraging the growth, inspiring your mentee, and sharing expertise and experience. And then last but not least, leading by example, modeling the behaviors and the things that you want to see from them. So those 3 things, that was quick, but these 3 things are very important. They're going to talk a lot about that in the coaching workshop that they offer as well. So it is 7:55, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.